Chag Hanukah Sameach. The mitzvah of Hanukkah lights is described in the Talmud, Masechet Shabbat, as Ner Ish Uveto, a light for each person and their home. This phraseology leads to robust discussions and debates about whether, in fact, the mitzvah of lighting Hanukkah lights is incumbent upon the individual or upon the home. This corresponds to two classic halachic categories: Chovat Gavra, an obligation of a particular person, for example, taking a lulav and etrog on Sukkot, and Chovat Heftza, an obligation that emanates from a particular object, like the obligation of a house to have mezuzot. And it's not clear which category the mitzvah of Hanukkah lights is in. I'm thinking about how this mirrors the tension that exists for all of us between our individuality and autonomy on the one hand, and our obligations that come to us by sharing a home with others. There's also a similar tension that plays out with regard to the placement of the Hanukah, the Hanukkah menorah. The Talmud states in a Baraita, Ner Hanukah mitzvah lahanicha al petach beito mi bachutz, that we place the Hanukkah lights at the entrance of our homes from the outside. This placement of the Hanukah as connected to our home, but on the outside facing the public square, speaks to a tension that is very real for us and for our students, which is how we balance our particular commitments to the Jewish people with the commitments to the world outside. The Hanukah is attached to our home, but it is in dialogue with the street. This is very much like the kind of learning we do. We are so nurtured in the home of our Bayit, our Beit Midrash, and yet we know that the learning that we do has to speak to the wider world and to the most pressing issues of our time. Our learning is reflective of both our particular commitments as well as our most universal commitments. We embrace the rigorous study of classic Jewish texts and at the same time maintain their relevance for our time and for the larger world. They are our particular way of speaking about what it means to be a human being in the 21st century. For 48 years, Pardes has mastered how to delve deeply into Jewish texts in order to derive meaning that enhances our individual lives and the lives of our family and community, those with whom we create a common home together. Ner Ish Uveto. And at the same time, the light of our learning is attached to our homes, but it speaks to the larger world. It is in dialogue with the world around us. You can read how this plays out in the powerful stories of our alumni in the most recent edition of our Chavruta magazine, available here as a PDF. Chag Urim Sameach. Happy Hanukkah.